And welcome to video podcast number 2 for Crippled Systems. Our 2 opponents today?
Lewis Bowker. I play Signar and Legion. Legion tonight.
And Brian Giese. I'm playing some Cryx.
All right. And I'm Jeremy, and I'll just be doing some color commentary.
Unfortunately for everyone involved.
We're all looking forward to that. Go.
Boom goes the stuff. Oh my God, there are things happening.
Oh, yeah.
I've never actually watched myself play a game, and I want to vomit.
This is going to be so embarrassing.
This
I'm
is
playing
glorious.
Legion, and I got the first turn. I'm playing Thrillith, or Lilith 3.
Lilith 3.
I'm sorry.
Thrillith.
Lilith 3, and I've recently played her with a 3 large base, 3 grand bases, but
Huge.
huge.
The term is huge, Lewis.
Huge, yeah.
But I just think about
it just wasn't going to work in tonight's game. So I'm playing a Throne, 3 Lilith, Angel, Seraph, Scythian, and some Striders with some support. Moving the Striders forward.
And the Throne.
And the Throne.
I think I said
Yeah.
that.
All right.
And you
My bad.
did win the roll to go first, and we're playing the incursion scenario, which I'm not sure if you mentioned that.
That's
Yep,
good.
yep.
And for some reason, you didn't want Cryx to go first in this scenario. I don't know why.
It's weird to me.
And I brought Epic Scar with pretty standard generic. I don't know if it's standard anymore, but Deathjack with her is standard.
That's standard, yeah.
I'm
Look at that
poofing
throne go.
around.
Woo!
Yeah, the throne's running. And I mean, my list is, when the Kraken's on the table, so there's lots of large bases in the table, which is kind of cool visually to watch.
Yep.
Both of us have, I have a very small model count list. You got a very small model count list.
This is recorded in the dungeon.
Yeah. This is you're seeing the table that is next to us when we record our normal podcasts.
Are you going to stand behind us, or are you going to sit down?
Nope, I'm going to
He's
stand
just
behind you.
going to creep you out behind your
All
shoulder
right.
the whole time.
So,
Yeah.
as a Legion player, I love playing the game, but I'm more of a recreational player. Sometimes I don't get down for a couple months. Recently, I played 3 weeks in a row, which is a big hit for me. And I just really want to try out this Lilith 3.
You made one of the early podcasts, right? You were
Yeah,
he was like one
number
of the-
5.
number
or 4.
5 you were on.
Yeah.
Jeremy was on vacation, and I think I sat out because I let you and John and Glenn come down, so I sat out that week too to get some of the people on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, Lewis, what are you doing with Lilith 3 here? Just for those that don't know
I'm
her,
moving
maybe.
her forward and casting Escort because I want to get the extra 2 inches for my beast, but also the armor for Lilith.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell a Kraken
Which
does.
is wonderful.
Yeah, that's true.
The movement, I bring in a Seraph to have extra long movement shenanigans in case I want to strike and pull back with repulsion, but I won't be able to push that big thing with the big gun over on the Cryx side. And so I'm moving forward cautiously because those Raider chicks scare me.
You do have another important spell on Lilith 3 right now.
Oh, yeah. Wind Wall immediately went up, which will protect anything completely within 3 inches of her and her. And I didn't see many magical attacks that would get through.
Yep. It's Scar and the 2 Pistol Wraiths are the only ones in your list, I
Magic
believe.
attacks, yeah.
Yep.
But he definitely shuts the Kraken down completely from any kind of shenanigans.
Yep. Which is important against the Kraken, because the Kraken will reach out and touch things.
Theoretically.
And Scar 2.
Yep.
Scar
Scar 2. I have a Necrosurgeon hiding somewhere behind her.
Yep.
I do always like having 2 pistols with her. I always feel better about that.
So, Lewis, is there any particular fundamental design ideas that went into this list other than the movement shenanigans?
Well, movement shenanigans, and ideally I was going to use repulsion, the animus on the Angelius.
Yep.
So if
do
I
hate
needed
that.
to strike hard and then get out of way and use the feet, right. Something I forgot there. We'll get back to that.
There is some interesting things back and forth. Some terrible things happen to both of us during this game.
Yeah.
Terrible things happen to both of us. There's my
Brian's
arm
gesticulating wildly.
Yes, and that's all for show.
Yeah, I'm actually flipping him off right now. I try to flip him off for every woman he has sex with. It would take us 4 hours.
It would take us a while, yeah.
I hate you, Lewis.
We were talking before we recorded how Lewis's life is amazing, and we're all deeply jealous.
I was on a 6-hour car trip with Lewis, and all I did was talk about awesome stories. Your wife will enjoy this part of that podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she will.
By the way, hi to Lewis's wife.
What's your wife's name, Lewis?
Jenya.
Jenya.
She's from Russia.
Hi, Jenya.
Yeah.
I want to meet your friends. I keep telling Lewis to invite me over to meet your friends. If you
The
want.
Russian
Yes,
friends.
I want to meet your Russian.
My
female
wife
friends.
just wants to meet your wife because if she has a husband that she lets game, she must be cool. So
Oh, I'm scheduling a Saturday where
Sweet.
we're all going to come play out of my house. So
sweet, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
What kind of games?
board games.
Okay. I wasn't sure, Lewis. You're,
Brian, you have a dirty mind.
I'm just. I don't
Katie's hot, but she's not into that sort of thing.
I'm done with that phase of my life. So I'm moving things forward, setting myself up for, a later challenge of the flags, wondering which flag will go out.
Yep.
I want it to be spread, depending on what flag was going to go.
I will say the one thing that's unusual about this table setup is that one of the flags is in the middle of water. It doesn't matter because both factions have just a crap ton of Pathfinder. Like just the list you guys are playing, it doesn't matter. But in some matchups, that could be huge.
I'm pretty paranoid in my list. I try to make the 1 out of 50 games I don't bring Pathfinder, I always run it in hospitable ground. So I pretty much always have Pathfinder scattered everywhere. So I try to always make my list not care about terrain.
Yeah, I'm going back to my Ret soon, and I'm just terrified about just the lack of Pathfinder.
There's
Ret.
my mega hill I'm putting all my models on to try to avoid some shooting. Good old. I like seeing this because they're the exact height of all the hills we own in this town.
That's
So
true.
it balances very well.
Yeah,
For everything.
yeah. Madison's hills are about that high.
I actually have a dice tower in my car I was going to keep in front of the camera so we could actually have all the dice rolls be seen, but then I left it in the car. Cause
Oh, that would have been cool.
that was in the car. It was too far away. It was once I got inside, it was too far to go back.
I think where you guys rolled, you'll be able to see most of the rolls anyway.
we will actually. This is a pretty interesting. We'll see all the interesting rolls. We can roll ones a lot.
And our astute listeners at home can see my elbows as I lean on the table the whole game. That's about all you can see me, but
Oh, thank goodness.
pretty exciting.
I mean, yeah.
Thanks, Lewis. Thanks. No, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Exciting turn here. I'm just my Raiders are
Moving up.
just kind of. My whole plan here is I'm basically just throwing them forward and let Lewis kill some. That's I'm like, you know what? Some of these will die. Lewis will kill some, and then we'll see. I'm really relying on their whole defense 16 versus shooting, and I'm going to keep my
Which is pretty darn
the UA
significant.
really safe because you have CRA, so I have to be careful and keep her back.
Yep. And Lewis has no Ravagors, which is a little bit unusual in a Legion list. I think it's probably the right choice with Lilith 3, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not,
Well,
but in my
her,
opinion.
her whole feet is directly hit, so
Yeah.
area of effect, isn't going to affect anything.
Yeah, I really like the
And I'm
Carnelian
trying
Lister.
to make room for my damn Kraken. I'm like, I want a Kraken to fit in this spot.
Yeah, another thing interesting about this terrain where the walls and rocks and obstructions everywhere, and me playing with two large, huge bases.
Huge.
I had to be conscious of where I was going to be landing. I mean, granted, the throne has flight, but Lilith can only squeeze through certain places, and her 10-inch control area is always something I'm conscious of.
Yeah, I mean, that's the real problem with P-Lilith, too. E-Lilith doesn't seem to struggle with it as much, just because her whole shtick is, we all move forward, we all shoot, did we win?
Right.
But P-Lilith, that was something I played with her when I first started playing Legion. I got into a battle box league. And
I moved
man.
this ditch to our right. Well, actually,
Right in your way.
almost. He gets in the way a little bit later, but
Yeah.
I almost annoyed myself a lot.
Yep.
I was just. I'm trying to run my thing there. We had a
He's like,
convenient template.
maybe the thing can go here, maybe, possibly,
Yeah.
probably.
If it would have, I just would have pushed it back as far as it would have gone. But it
Right.
was just my.
Did you measure 4 inches that first movement?
No, I
You
think
could have
he
gone.
did
You could have
5.
gone a lot further. I mean, I
No,
don't know if it mattered.
I had
He-
more.
He knew he
potential.
had space.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So that was where you wanted it.
Yeah, I wanted it that far back because there are whenever I don't pay.
And
attention
then
to-
Brian doing his monkey dance.
Yeah.
That was very enjoyable for those of us that saw it in person, by the way.
I forget why I did it, but
I don't know, but it was hilarious.
I have a good old.
Not really.
I think I
It really
mimicked
was.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah.
There's some convergence over in the corner. Andy's showing us some of the stuff he got at Lock and Load.
Yeah, but time to put more things on my mega hill.
Yeah. The Hill of
So,
Destiny.
I want to say this is my first time playing Death Clock, and it freaked me out a little bit. I'm not a super competitive player, and just looking at the clock, and we started with 53 because we set up our deployment and just set the clocks to 53, assuming 7 minutes. For
Yeah, we didn't
setup.
do
No, there are two options. You can either do deployment on the clock in an hour, or deployment not on the clock, 53 minutes.
Oh,
Those
I
are the
see.
two options.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, this was my first time doing that, and I like to really think things out, which is to my detriment, I think.
When I deploy on the clock, I can deploy my army in like 2.5 minutes, so
Yep.
I get more time. But I mean, it doesn't matter to me either way. I have never clocked myself, and I've played Death Clock probably 24 times. I've come down. I've been under 10 minutes maybe once.
Playing Legion, death clocking, I mean, maybe this wasn't your experience,
Yeah.
but it's not that scary. Playing Ret death clock with like a bazillion infantry can be a bit tough.
And the middle flag goes away, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like it always does. That I don't know what it is about an incursion, but they might as well just have made a scenario with 2 flags on the outside. I don't think I've ever seen that middle flag stick around, which makes me happy when I'm playing against hordes usually. Lewis has it a little bit. We actually talked about
So
this when the game was going on, that having that throne helps him a lot when the flags are split like this, because with Lilith's small control area, she really can't apply force to both flags without that throne.
Right. So I was measuring her control area, and I'm thinking about that Death Jack on the hill over there. And I'm thinking, okay, it's like got some distance. He doesn't have reach. I'll be okay right here, and I'll move things around. Those raiders are, freaking me out, and their power swell and other abilities. So I'll move up, put some things around the flag, and take out as many of them as I can. Hoping that my defense 15 on the Striders will protect me for a while.
And I mean, the Striders are pretty good. I think the fact that they have CRA really gives them a little bit of a chance against the Raiders.
Well, it takes away a lot of my advantage I'm used to.
Yeah, because otherwise, like, a non-CRA unit just can't hit those guys. Those girls, I should say.
Signar will always Deadeye them.
Signar will Deadeye them. But, like, Ret, if I don't have Riflemen and I don't have Invictors, I can't hit them. Like, Mage Hunter Strike Force, forget about it. Tends to hit? No. And then you just wreck me because you can see MA and melee, and so you can get in there and just wreck me.
Well, against Ret, then you're constantly able to backlash on the jacks. And all
Yeah,
sorts.
well,
There's all sorts of stupid.
backlash is just stupid. And especially, one thing we also talked about, we talked about the spell list early in the game, and we were saying how backlash against Legion is just a dead spell. It's not, doesn't do anything. And that's kind of nice that Lewis didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Normally I'd pick a Saren or Veil against a Cryx. Well, Saren mostly. But I really wanted to play Lilith, so...
She's a fun caster.
Oh.
I don't own her yet, but I'm looking forward to getting her and playing her once I come back into Legion.
So I'm taking advantage of the plus 3 inches from the musician on the control.
The Piper.
Yeah,
The command for them.
for my Striders, so I can keep them pretty far apart.
Well, was there a particular... This is something I wondered at the time, but I didn't want to interrupt the game. The two guys that are over by the wall by themselves, is there a particular reason they're kind of off to the side like that?
Well, I wanted to keep some
alive. Okay.
And I was very much afraid if I put them all out there, they would all be gone.
Well, that's a valid reason.
And, defense 15 over wall melee
Pretty solid.
is very solid.
Pretty happy with the resolution on here. We can actually see the dice rolls.
Yeah. Well, we can see the dice rolls in the game I recorded with Nathan as well.
Oh,
pretty well.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good quality. Hopefully we can get rid of the
we are using
box
very. I
there
mean,
last
that's
time.
one advantage of these big casino dice is it is easier to see what's going on.
Yeah.
The next...
So CRAing against these Raiders with defense 16, I had to CRA, at least 2-man group and...
Needing eights.
Right, still needing 8s, so it was a challenge.
Well, and your dice here, you killed
average.
2, so I think they
Yeah.
were average, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, that middle one.
Yeah, next time around, we're going to try to work it out where we can have like a little camera and a little tub that we'll roll all the dice in there. So there'll be a kind of like a little picture-in-picture
Oh, cool.
for here
That's
in the
a good
future.
idea. I like that idea. Do we have a second camera?
Yeah, I've got a couple little webcams we can use.
Sweet.
Something I can at least throw up on a little tripod in the side
Some
there.
reform action going on there.
Yeah.
Reforming super far.
Depending on what you were going to do, I wanted to keep a little break in your Statixis charge.
Those also important guys behind the wall there.
Yep.
We didn't shoot nothing. We're just gonna.
No, they shot.
Oh, they did?
Range
Oh.
12.
Yeah.
They were one of the ones
Oh,
that
yeah,
killed
they
one,
were
weren't they?
Well,
Nope.
my giving my death jet or my Kraken space, I have a lot of Statixis Raiders that are just not in anywhere useful positioning at the moment.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Cryx expert, but I feel like the Kraken should have probably not been enmeshed in that unit.
Well, I wanted it behind things just for the fact that he can't, it'd be harder to jam something through it to get to. He's basically there giving it just cover fire. And honestly, at this point, that entire set of boards is a distraction. I don't even care what's going on over there. I'm just trying to make it look scary and keep his army spread out.
Well, I wanted to shoot that exploding guy.
Yep.
And
Scrap rolls
kaboom.
are a drag.
Yep.
Bye-bye, Scrappy. Which he just came because, of course, he was with the Necrotech.
Yep. And the Necrotech is just there for the
Kraken.
repairing the Kraken, right?
I mean, it's 1 point. I would rather have 1 more point and a Scarlock. This list does not have a Scarlock, which I think is a huge problem in it.
Yeah,
Oh, plus-
Scarlock
What
would
all
be
can the
scary.
Scarlock cast after Scarlock?
It can cast Death Warding, Admonitions.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It can cast all
And
sorts
I
of...
miss.
You missed.
Europe.
Yeah.
The other thing though too is even with the little whatever the little guy does that fixes jacks,
That's the Necrotech. Yeah.
the Necrotech, that's it is. He can also take that base and make it into a bunch of scrappies too.
Did they errata that he can get some of that
Yeah.
bases now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he could.
It's
Yeah.
same as a large.
Checking my
Okay.
control again. Scared.
Because it's so far.
Yeah, my big 10 inches.
So are you?
In some cases, that's
It's
pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
like
not-
for me personally.
But not in War Machine.
No, not in War Machine.
Lewis.
We're just going to make Brian uncomfortable the whole time.
No, that's fine. I've heard
Oh, look, it's
all-
Brian's face.
I've heard all of
All
it.
of our listeners at home can now see Brian Giese's face.
I apologize. All for all
Face. Lewis was very nervous about the death clock. He commented on it several times during his turn. And he still
Yeah.
got 41 minutes. Like, there's just nothing to even worry about.
I know, but that was freaking me out.
It's in my opinion, it's way easier to deal with than time turns. The problem is if you practice death clock and then you go to a timed turn tournament, you will screw yourself up.
It does break
Yes.
your brain.
Yeah.
I think I was okay. I'm okay. I've only ever done time turns, and when I'm thinking about it, I know how to handle them.
Yep.
This was just.
I really like death clock with Ret. With Legion, it's not as big a deal. 'Cause again, less model count.
And I keep
but-
running time turn events in Madison because I don't want to borrow people's
So
death
here,
clocks.
I'm
I wish you
actually
would run Death
thinking
Clock.
of sacrificing the Seraph. I'm putting her out there.
Oh, it's,
I know.
it's definitely a sacrifice. Right, I mean, right where it's at, I'm thinking, okay, that's dead.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Like,
I had a question on this turn, Lewis, and I'm wondering what was going through your head. I want to hear your mental state. Why didn't you feat and lock down all of his big things with Death Chill this
Right
turn?
away?
This turn.
I thought I had one more turn
Before they'd get into you?
before. I thought. Well, no, I wanted to let him get in, but then I wanted to be able to move around him.
But Death Chill
But I
only
wasn't-
prevents... they only have to sack movement or action, so if you engage them in melee, it doesn't do you any good.
I still thought well, again, I've played a lot of Callus, and
Okay.
whenever I push off his feet, it always turns out better for me.
I agree with
tend to
Callus.
feed-
That's definitely true.
I tend to feed early, and here I was thinking, no, you know what? I'm going to wait one more turn.
Okay. I was
And
just
see how
honestly
that-
curious. I haven't
Yeah.
played her yet.
Seraph is making 3 attacks, needing 11s, and I think it missed all.
Missed
the
all
time.
three.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I
missed
was
something.
expecting this feat. That's why the Death Jack and the Arc Note. That's why everything's on the hill.
Yeah,
Trying to
like I
protect the
figured
best.
for sure you'd move the Seraph up, you'd feet, you'd move the Angel up with the feet, and then you'd you'd use the Striders to lock down the Kraken, and you just
Right.
all those big things would be locked down for turn.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I looked at. I forget how fast Cryx can be.
Yep.
And their high defense. You know, Legion doesn't have a whole lot of ways of reducing enemies' defenses.
It's true.
When I played Plumber down in Chicago, it was an Iskar versus Iskar matchup. It was his first Iskar game.
Oh God.
I killed 2 models. One that was blocking. One that was a Perdition, and the second was his caster.
Yep.
So I opened the hole with a Perdition shot, and my Death Star discharged, advanced and charged the hole.
Yeah, Perdition. Yeah, that's
So
a
that's a
neat
spell.
Yeah, that's a. How does that work? Can you describe that to me? Because
Well,
this is something
you might
I
see
don't
that.
face Scar a whole lot.
So Perdition, it's a spell that my Warcaster casts. It's a power 10 cast 2. If it damages a model, a Warjack in the battle group can advance towards the nearest enemy model.
Full advance, right?
Full advance during her activation. Then she goes back to doing what she's doing. And each Jack can be effective once. The Kraken's immune to it because he can't move outside of activation.
Right. So only the Death Jack or the little
the Arc Node.
or the Arc
And
Node,
she does
right.
not qualify for it either. So it's not.
It's Jax in her battle group.
Jacks in her battle group.
Okay.
So that Death Jack that's sitting there on the hill could theoretically move closer. Is what you're saying?
And the closest model right now is the
This is my Strider Death
the
Stalker.
Strider Death Stalker
Oh,
by the flag. So if I do Perdition something, it would have to move towards that model.
True.
If I damage something.
If theoretically you were to use Perdition.
And I mean, and you can't see my Arc Node. My Arc Node is hiding by the Death Jack. So right now, my mind is thinking I'm going to Arc Node at that model. But I need to see how the rest of his turn goes. Because I mean,
Right.
one thing I'm doing is when my turn ends, I already know what I want to do my next turn. I just, as my opponent moves every model, I adjust my plan. Because as soon as it's my next turn, unless something's gone completely crazy, I'm already trying to get my plans in action.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a skill that is important as you become a better player when you're playing in time tournaments, because a game, whether it's Death Clock or time turns, if you have that skill, it's a significant advantage in the game.
Yeah. I would say I win a lot of my games in Madison here being able to utilize a lot more time to think about what I need to do.
I'm not sure what your Giese is doing there. He's
You know-
positioning himself, I think, for the next turn attack. Or
Well, exactly. I was
And I'm
placing
definitely-
again. I was thinking I'm out of range. I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm setting up for the next turn, and let's see how that goes.
And the funny thing is, on your turn, you activated Lilith. I stated the Deathjack's threat range because you asked.
Yep.
And I said with perdition, 15 inches 15 inches dangerous.
Right.
Technically, it's 15 and a half, but and I stated that, and you measured towards the Deathjack on several occasions.
Yes, I did. Yep. But I get so excited about like using Blood Boon, which is Lilith's,
which
she
is really
kills
cool.
she kills a whatever raider, and she's able to cast the 3-cost spell
Yep.
Wind Wall for free. And I'm like, oh hey.
And now your Scythian is kind of jockeying for his position versus the Kraken.
Exactly.
Like,
right.
You figure some shit's going to get real on that side of the board at any given moment. Wind Wall is currently up still, so I still can shoot at
Yep.
the cast.
Yeah.
Wish I wanted to shoot at it, but I couldn't, so I didn't.
So one thing, Brian, and maybe it's because of your later goals.
And
This is where he forgets to activate his throne. I was a little
Yep.
surprised you didn't get in with a pistol wraith against either the Scythian or the throne here.
I just didn't care.
You just didn't care. All right.
Well, I have a plan. I mean,
You do have a plan.
At this point, my plan is walk the Arc Node within 5 inches of his solo, cast Perdition if I hit advanced Deathjack towards, because then the nearest model is the Seraph, not the Stock.
Right, not the
and
Strider.
And then charge and do his caster.
Yep.
Now-
Now, I'm starting to get the picture of what is about to happen, and I'm starting to cry inside.
Well, Brian, what did you
And-
say when you
and
put focus on the
and I said
Deathjack?
it's never good when you put when you put 3 more, when you max out the Deathjack. Now I know I've done this enough where if I miss the Deathstalker, I'm not going to go for the assassination. If I hit it and roll bad on damage, it still might not die. It should die, but I'm not completely going all in at this point because I
It's
know
power 10 on the or 12 on the
power 10. Perdition's power 10.
So it's dice off 2 against
so I
the
have to
Strider.
roll.
No.
I have to roll a 7 to kill.
Strider's only armor 11.
No, so I
Dice off 1, so 6.
So a 6 to kill it. I mean, so I have to hit, I have to damage, I have to kill.
Yep.
So there goes the Arc Node. I'm like, okay, let's just get the simple stuff. I'm doing this first because if this fails, then I can go to other plans and other options.
Which is another important skill, something
Yeah.
we talked about on the podcast, in fact.
Yeah.
I believe there's a Katie's
So now
Corner.
I'm measuring my 14 for 2 reasons. One, I just want to know. I'm double checking I'm within 15 because I honestly wasn't 100% sure I was in 15. I knew I could kill the Angelius or the Seraph at this point, but I wanted to measure it, and once I did that, I knew I had the caster.
Yeah.
So now I know it's going to go in. So now I'm just Yep.
deep in.
Yeah, it's going in there, just like Lewis and all those ladies. It's going on in. You son of a bitch.
We're going to get you in so much trouble.
Like, yeah, all these hot chicks I have sex with constantly. Not anymore, of course. Wink, wink.
That
And
was
see,
in
at
the
least I have a
past
hot
life.
wife at home. Brian just had to sit here and be jealous.
Yeah. I'll take care of it later.
The internet's wonderful
so
that
now
way.
now I'm casting Perdition. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. I haven't even moved my cat. I want to move her, but
Why didn't
Oh,
you boost the to
10.
hit?
she has Seize of Fate. She can. Boost
Oh,
cats
that's right.
with
After
that.
the fact. Could she boost damage after the fact
Yes.
or just to hit?
So now, after
And that's
so
a
now I kill it.
shitty
No.
ability.
So now I'm
It's actually a really good ability.
I know, yeah.
You know what's shitty is when they make it an upkeep on Osian.
So now I'm
That's shitty.
Now I'm moving my Perdition in during the turn, so I'm getting him in position.
And oh my god, this Deathjack
And-
is suddenly a lot closer than my
And
caster.
Lewis is crying, just weeping copious amounts, like a little girl.
So now what
Yes.
I'm doing, I'm still a little, and I feed it because I only put 4 feed tokens out instead of 5, just because I was a little over cocky, and I should have put 1 on a Seraph, but I just put a couple on my own because I was just I was kind of going through the motions of trying because I figured if I don't kill the caster, I still need to get my stuff protected.
Yep.
And I'm trying to be thorough because shit can happen.
And one thing I didn't realize, his feat prevents targeting, and I need to directly hit for
Your
Lilith
feet.
3's feet.
That's
Yep.
true.
The Death Chill. It has to
Yup.
directly hit.
I couldn't. I
and if can't
couldn't
target-
find my 5th token, so I only did 4 too.
Oh, that's
I'm like, screw it. I'm just
If
gonna
you
let-
had it, if you had the right models, like a Carney, which I may have suggested in her list, you can spray a different target and then catch them with the spray.
And now I'm
Yeah, but that's
paranoid
not what I
because
want.
I'm concerned if she lives, my Deathstroke will be out of focus allocation range. So now I'm scooting my caster up a few. I'm basically just being extra thorough. I want to make sure that if somehow there's survival, my caster and my Deathjack, who are both immune to direct hits, can still be a full threat the following turn. Now I'm content and happy that that's going to be legitimate.
Yep.
yeah.
And
Makes
really
sense.
now,
And that's really thinking forward.
And
It is.
in what your caster's defense was 15.
With tenacity and escort, 15, 19.
Yeah, so I need to get 7s to hit with the Deathjack, and I have
He's a mad
3
egg.
initial, and I'm buying 5. I'm buying 4.
Who decided to make that guy mad?
I do charge here because I only had So easily get it all day. Come on in. Flip him around because he's 3
Whoopa doopa.
because he is what he is. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
crap.
Because he's the Death Jack.
Now we'll watch some dice rolls.
Now all of you people are thinking, "Oh, this is a quick podcast."
Why is this video so long?
No.
Something that we just talk about Lewis's ladies for the next 35 minutes because there's something. I'm like,
Snake on the charge.
Oh, one,
that's
two.
unfortunate.
I'm not even. I know I can actually
2-4.
reroll. I'm like, screw it.
Oh, that's not a
that's
7.
not enough
So,
either.
I finally boost after the fact because I'm saying fuck it,
Yep.
and then I need plus damage. I roll a 6 on the damage. I go, wow, I just did like 5 damage. It's,
Woot.
or 6 damage.
Yeah.
Actually, it was plus 1. So I think it was like, oh no, you were 19.
He was a
19
19.
So it was So I finally do 5 damage.
5 damage.
Yeah.
Woot.
Another
And then-
attack.
Oh,
another 6. Hilariousness.
Hilarious.
I'm
Boosting after the fact.
After the
Yeah.
fact.
And then we roll some damage.
And here, I think this is an actual good damage.
Nope.
Another pathetic damage roll.
5 damage. Good job.
Buy another attack. There we go.
That was the damage roll.
Oh,
You
That was a
skipped
hit.
it. Yeah, that was the damage roll because you
might-
kicked on that one.
Oh, he had
And
one really good damage
I
roll.
felt, ouch,
Zinga.
which brought me down to I think 3 health.
Did you
And I
transfer
hit
that to
it, and
someone?
then that 11 was it.
And then one more damage. This is your last damage roll?
No, I think I actually. There's also
No,
my tusks
he
are
kept-
in here. My tusks are also in here.
Oh,
One
okay.
of them.
Do his tusks have knockdown?
No.
Okay.
So I'm out of full. I'm
So
pretty
he,
sure.
yeah, you knocked me down to watch. Yeah, I think you can actually. Oh no, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
that's where I transfer off the 5 damage or something,
Something like that because it would have been enough. to
Because
kill you.
I'm at 3 health now
you're
with
at
my
3 health,
caster.
and I'm like, okay.
Oopsie
Now the
doodles.
turn continues.
Yeah, wait. This is bottom of second
This is
turn,
bottom
and
of
I'm
2.
at 3 health.
Yep.
Oh,
With a Death Jack that can't be attacked.
So I ran my
engaging your
Crystal Wraith
caster.
over there mostly just to score the zone, score myself a point. I'm like, well, might as well start getting some points.
Yeah. No, he left.
So now it's all about Plan B.
Yep. Plan B is in what the hell?
Yeah,
and see, my plan B was more.
I healed 2 points.
Lewis is sitting over there like,
This is where I forgot to move my Necrosurgeon, which would have been conveniently, it would have let me kill like 4 or 5 more models, but
you forgot to
I-
move the
I
Stitch
moved the
Thrall.
Necrosurgeon.
You forgot to move the Stitch Thrall.
forgot to move the
You were like, the Stitch Thralls are awesome just being in my way. I like it.
I realized it what now. I'm like, oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, oops.
I've given the Raiders a +2 to move, because I'm going to be charging them all over the place.
And as we discussed, that gives them a 14-inch
And
threat
I'm actually
range.
trying to get 1 into Lilith. And I know she's at no. I'm like, well, maybe 1 can get into. I mean, it would need 9 to hit, so it's pretty unlikely. But between the Seraph and the Deathjack spotting, it's really. So we're trying to measure out where it's going to go. And I think I grab a proxy.
We do
base.
grab a proxy base here in a minute.
Yeah.
Ooh, my hand made an appearance.
Yeah, look at that. Jeremy Hand. Boom.
Wow.
So you're moving some crap out of my way.
Yeah.
Get your shit out of
Get
my
your
way.
Trying to
Focus
keep the
token
wall
the
steady.
fuck
And I know
out.
the
Doesn't
Deathjack's
focus.
exactly. I mean, because there's that gap with the Deathjack. I know. I would normally just try to get to the back of the Deathjack and have the 2 inches back.
Except
there's
you-
that little bit of a
Is
gap.
there a reason did you not have enough range to charge the whole way?
I just stopped.
You just
doing
didn't care?
I just didn't care. It was a Deathjack going into a caster.
So that was the one point at which you didn't
Yeah.
think ahead.
Yeah. Everywhere else I was pretty planned, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't. So then we're trying to figure out where it has to stop, and then
Okay, so finally he gets a proxy model, puts it in.
where I want it to go. I'm like, it gets going
Right.
there.
Yep. And this is all to see if it's going to cross the melee range of the Seraph.
Yep. True statement.
Yep.
That would have also been a good model to have feeded on.
Yeah, I've that's something like I said. I couldn't find my because then I would have actually been able to fit 2 of them in there.
Yeah, probably.
So that was a simple mistake on my part.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then we're like, okay, then we're keep doing it, but it's pretty much no matter what I do, it's good.
Free strike.
So free strike is coming. I'm trying to will it not to be.
Yeah, but it is.
But it's
he can't succeed at that willingness.
So you need like a 6 to hit.
Yeah.
I can roll. I can't roll 7s, but I can roll 6s.
And,
And
boom.
oh,
Yeah,
shit boost.
that's a hit.
He rolled the 7 anyway.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, well now, and then the proxy's still there because I pulled the model off, but I forgot to move the actual other model
yeah. So,
He pulled the
you're
proxy
playing
off, but
with
not
an
the model.
Extra model on
Yeah.
the board, are you?
Hacks.
for a second.
Hacks,
Now-
and then
my
I
God. Oh,
again
my
with the
God.
hand.
Now I'm just like, okay, I just gotta jam the fuck out
Yeah,
of shit and
let's
do a
just
bunch
kill
of
this
damage.
effing Seraph.
Yeah, let's do some damage to the Seraph.
Yep.
I think I put 4 models on it for 2 CRAs.
If you know Brian and you've experienced Brian in a game when things don't quite go according to plan, you can probably envision what he looks like right now. Like, I'm sitting over there just being as quiet as
I'm
humanly
fine.
possible.
I'm not upset. I'm still got his caster dead. I mean, this is. I am still feeling pretty confident, and because I would have been upset if I wouldn't have planned for this, but I know what's going on. I'm not like Nathan or other people in our group that freak out.
Well, yeah. I think that other group would entail me.
Yeah.
Because right now I am freaking out.
Lewis is crying
I
a little
have
bit.
a death jack in my face that almost killed me, and now is immune to being
So
targeted.
here's my big. So I'm doing some. I did power swell. I'm doing some. I'm doing combined attacks, and you can't see it, but I'm pretty sure I rolled snake. I rolled snake eyes there.
Yep, that was a snake.
That was it. That was my one. I think my second attack is a snake.
Oh,
eyes, so
okay.
I'm actually
The first charge hits, yeah.
first charge hit. I'm like, oh my god, doing some damage, and
it does.
That one did quite a bit. I think it did like
Yep.
7
it
or
did-
8.
Yeah.
or maybe 9.
And then my other combined, I'm like, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
I'm trying to roll a bunch of dice.
Yeah, he's like, he wants to roll 4 dice to hit.
Yep, snake
Nope,
eyes.
snakes
Snake
the
eyes.
eyes.
Like hilarious. Now I'm doing my horns, and they hit, and these are like minus. It's still 3 dice, even though it's
Yeah.
because power spell is pretty sweet.
Power Soul's a good ability, as it turns out.
Yeah.
This was a decent
-6, so
Yeah.
some damage.
Yep.
Yep.
And then I got the other ones all over the place. I'm pretty content where they're at. They're in the way. I'm feeling happy enough.
Feeling pretty good about himself.
Now I'm
Yeah.
like that's
My
just
Seraph's
all, it's just
missing,
not where I want it to be.
Aspect now, which is not fun. Okay.
And I am theoretically taking this list to a tournament tomorrow. I'm still debating if I want to have a. I mean, it's hard for me to play with a Kraken because it's a good model, and with Black Spot, the potential of just doing insane damage. I mean, I've killed casters with that thing before. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
so
Because you get 4 shots from the side guns, so you can theoretically.
D3. You get a D3 plus 1.
Okay, so
2 to 4.
2 to 4 shots. If you get 4, you could theoretically get 5 shots with the big gun on something, which is
Yeah.
a lot.
And
Well,
here
it's the-
he melees out one of my Striders and then gets to
Missed the other one.
Yep.
So basically, the Kraken killed the model.
But no,
Well,
but then he
kill
gets
shot.
to
I kill a shot.
Yeah.
This was nice because I killed something in melee, and the 4-inch melee is nice.
Yeah.
So I'm just shooting my 4-inch AOE, something that's like
Yep.
in it can only drift an inch and a half.
Yeah, it's defensive billion, but it doesn't matter.
Now that I have a
because-
corpse, I have +1 on my damage rolls. So
Yep.
kill 1, kill 2, or
First, you're
Yeah.
rolling
Yeah.
distance and direction because that's
And
how
it
AoE
drifts
works.
so it catches both of the Striders right there. Yep.
convenient.
Mm-hmm.
At least they didn't catch the UA. Isn't that the UA that's to the back there?
Yeah.
So that would have been worse.
Yeah. Cutting my command by 3 inches would suck.
Well, yeah.
I don't pay attention to what Legion units do.
As it turns out, command score can be important.
I couldn't find my. I was like,
Well,
where's
no,
my-
I think it's just for measuring.
in time.
That's not
I
the
mean,
Piper. That
you
it could have
see-
drifted onto the.
Oh,
the UA.
you're right. Oh, that is the.
And I went
I think it
second.
is.
You can tell at Death Clock. So we're actually both using about the same amount of time. So even though Lewis is worried about time, we're both equally kind of burning through the clock.
Yeah, well, you both. Lewis didn't really do much with his turn, but your turn has had a lot going on, so it's
Yeah.
not surprising you used quite a bit.
Because
of
I
time.
mean, now all I'm thinking about now is okay, I need to set up a second counter pack, try to get some points. If I could have killed a couple more miles, I could have maybe got better to score a point.
I don't think we pointed it out, but he also managed to dominate the flag with a
Not dominate.
incorporeal or control a flag with an incorporeal pistol wraith over there on the other end.
But I decided to give up on trying to get this side, so now I'm just going to my other pistol race like, well, screw it, he's just going to run away.
Yeah, you were close, but didn't quite get it. If you drifted, you couldn't have drifted to kill both.
No. So he's like, I'm just going to go over there.
Yeah. First, Brian starts to move, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I'll measure."
Well, I knew he was going that far. I just didn't want to cheat. I'm like,
Yeah.
he only what?
He didn't want to cheat on video. There's a difference.
Okay.
Now I've left. I'm like, okay, now let's see what he can do.
Yep. I pull the Fury.
Because I still have a lot. I have a lot of key
Upkeep
models
escort.
that can't be hurt.
I upkeep escort to keep the movement for my beasts and also the armor on Lilith.
Armor on Lilith.
especially
Pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Yep. As long as I keep a beast within 3 inches.
Yep.
Now, my problem when I get freaked out, I start to forget abilities and things like that. So I don't know if that'll come into play, but
I'm pretty sure it does.
oh, it does.
Well, I still have to roll dice, and at this point, that's your biggest advantage right now is I can't actually use my dice effectively.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Making Brian roll dice is
But
okay
I'm
for
like,
you right now.
That's fine. Dice, I'm still fine. I'm still have a lot of plans. So if dice are gonna be bad, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep layering my strategy and try to work through, some bad luck.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no, kill box here, so you could theoretically, run away a bit more. Your caster is free to kind of escape somewhat because you're not restricted how far up the field you have to be.
Yep.
That's
Incursion doesn't have any kill box.
But I mean, it's a scenario where if you go too far away, then my army is going to keep advancing on you, so you have a lot of limitations.
That is true.
So you're just thinking.
Yep. I apologize to watchers, but I'm realizing Death Chill. I can't target any of his protected.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to feed so bad and Death Chill some of my stuff. But
exactly, but some of I can't target that stuff.
Lewis's face, everyone.
There
There it is.
Yep.
He's
Normally I'm
adorable.
clean-shaven.
Isn't he, though?
So, what do? You get away from the Death Jack.
Yes. Seems like a good plan.
It's a good starting point. It's like Death Jack's a problem. Let's.
That's okay, because Brian makes a couple of mistakes here, too, as I recall, that I didn't point out at the time.
At the point, I mean, I don't have admonition. I don't have any spells on my caster. I don't have some of the best spells in the game on the table because one part of it I don't have a Scarlock, which usually I would have admonition on my Death Jack right now, expecting him to move away and then following up, but I just don't have admonition out there.
So here I want to clear out some of his
This
raiders.
is a pretty sweet spot. You have your Forsakens coming up.
Yeah, move my Forsaken, which had full 5 on
Forsakens are so
measuring
good.
5 inches. Jeremy freaked me out. He's like,
Well, I thought I don't
your
know why. I thought
caster's
they
in
hit
5
your,
inches.
I thought they could hit your own guys.
Well, Jeremy only plays
I'm
Legion,
pretty,
so
I'm
he's
pretty
supposed
bad
to
at the
know.
rules, let's be honest.
You're pretty bad.
See, in Red,
Period.
if Red had an ability like this, it would definitely target our own guys. Only in Legion do you just get to violate the rules so drastically.
Yeah, when my Forsaken, blows its ability, it only targets him.
So first he has to take a command check on his dudes.
Oh yeah,
This
because-
is where if the UA were dead, you'd have been hurting because then your command is much lower.
exactly. And I roll a 9, which is just what I needed.
Just
to
enough.
Stay unafraid.
Then he gets to blow up some shit because
Like,
Blight
he
Shroud or
needs
whatever it's called is
5
amazing.
to kill these things. And
Yep,
boom,
1.
dead.
Yes.
So it's they're just falling,
2.
Right.
We jump to the ones that don't have boxes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
3 and 3. That's more than 5. Yes.
It is.
I think that one lived.
Yeah, one lived. Oh, no, not that one, though.
Mm-hmm. And one more. Wasn't there?
Well,
one
you
more?
still have to target the UA. Brian wanted you to
yeah.
double check that it was legal because it can't be directly targeted. So he wanted to make sure that it was legal. You get to roll damage on it. So you double check the wording, and it is legal.
Yep, because
And
it
then-
doesn't target. They just suffer a POW
I think
8.
you needed a 9 to kill. I think is what you.
Yeah, he has a POW 8 and whatever there.
It was -4.
Yep, -4, so yep, 9.
And then,
Oh! It would have been so cool if you killed her, though.
hilarious. Because she's still kind of an annoying spot. I mean, she's she's there. She's engaging the Seraph. So if he wants to shoot, he has to kind of move and do some shenanigans.
Yep, definitely true.
I'm not sure what he's doing now. Oh, he's the Death Jack.
The Death Jack, yep.
So yeah, that was a
He could
pretty.
have theoretically put a couple boxes on her on the Death Jack.
That was a decent Blight Bomb. Just some shenanigans there.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, actually, the Death Jack has a +2 armor on it, doesn't
No,
it?
he has no spells.
No spells.
So because I don't have a Scarlock,
Okay.
I want I want at this point in the game, I want admonition on the Death Jack, and I want the +2 armor on the Kraken.
Right.
Is my preferred what I would prefer to be doing.
Yeah, not having the +2 armor on the Kraken here is
Well, when I put the plus,
what's its base armor?
19.
19.
Because I was petitioning. I needed to save it in case I needed to boost.
No, that
hitting
makes sense. In
damage.
case you had to boost the hitter damage.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
I came with this list pre-played because I played it against someone else, and but last time I played it, I really thought I want to squeeze a Naga into this list, change it up a little bit because just without any ability to drop someone's defense if they start layering on, like playing against Circle and they
Yep.
boost their armor
Or
by
Khador.
or Khador, that really kills me. So I really want to add a Naga to her list, and it's also another ranged attack that I can
It
directly
is.
hit.
And
for
it's
the
got a
feet.
pretty sweet melee attack too.
So your
Yeah.
here comes your Shredder. Your tenacity, your caster. He's on. Your Shredder's on. He wants to go kill.
He's going ribbity
My
rabbit.
Shredder got put tenacity on, and I get
rabbited.
stupid. I get greedy, and I think, I just want to clear out some more of these models.
Well, he was also in the way because you wanted to move Lil. So
Yeah, he was in the way.
I
had
did
get out
need
of
to
it.
move him first. Yep.
And you put. You did the right thing. You tenacity, your caster, and
Yep.
then
Yep.
you roll. I think you need whatever you needed to roll. You rolled like a 1-1-2.
Yeah, it was not
exactly.
enough.
Yeah, it was a pretty sad roll. And you're like, oh, I'm sad. I'm gonna go fuck you.
Yeah,
See what I rolled before. Suck it up.
Brian felt no pity.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Lewis to complain about his dice. So I can punch him across the table. I'm like, he's gonna say it. I'm gonna punch him. It's gonna be funny. His wife's like, hey, you just beat up my husband.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This is when
he's just
Brian realizes
realizing.
that he didn't actually feed on 5 models.
Like, oh, yeah. I just took the 5 damage. Yeah.
Because why not?
Well, I knew I did 4. I just did the 5 damage because that's what you always do. You just mark
So you just
That's
take
Scar for you.
You just take damage off your models whenever
She
you
takes
want.
up to 5 damage.
No. He's just erasing
Yeah,
damage.
yeah.
What's that about?
Oh, that seems legal. Game state, Brian.
Yep.
Game state.
That changes. It's fluctuating.
It's really not. And then we get some Strider
Well, that's
action.
okay.
This is where Lewis is like, those guys have reach.
Oh yeah. Oh whoops. Hey, that guy has Oh shucks.
that's
Well, he gets a
unfortunate.
free strike, but I really count on that defense 15.
I'm like, oh!
Yeah.
Oh my God,
He's really not
fine.
worried about Brian hitting anything.
Yeah,
this game.
yeah. And I'm like,
But everything I want to shoot,
This is like Caster's cast.
everything I want to shoot is protected or by the feet or too high defense, and I'm just not happy with what I have out there.
You could have shot at the little Stitch Thrall there that has no effect on the game, other than to be in the Kraken's way.
Yeah,
Very
which is why he lived.
You are a good little Stitch Thrall.
Measuring the command range,
Well,
I realized that I still have the Piper, and
Yep.
I have a huge,
At
12-inch
this point,
command
I
range.
half expect. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that you kind of go full on the Kraken in some ways because then everything's going that across the table. And if things go bad for me next turn, I can kind of swarm the other flag and try to just get ahead on control points. Like if you put your caster somewhere really super safe, I'm literally gonna run my caster that flag. I'm gonna try to dominate it and get 3 points and then or get 2 points and try to figure out something. So I don't know what you're gonna do about my flag at this point. I'm hoping that you don't go over by my flag. Is kind of my hope at this point.
Right.
So I can maybe score on your turn. But I'm like, you'll probably get in the way. But I'm like, Lewis will screw up and ignore the flag. Because, the game's so intense. I remember every element of trying to stay keeper caster alive, and it's just one point.
There is a lot to keep track of right
Oh,
now.
exactly. And the huge weight on my mind is my caster's sitting at 3 health right now after turn 2. Ow!
Yeah.
I'm scared. Perdition just wrecked my plan, and I have not been able to recover well.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to recover from a Death Jack in the face.
Yeah. A Death Jack which cannot be targeted.
Yes, that is unfortunately even worse.
Yes.
I don't know. It's kind of.
So this is where he does like a 5-man combined or something
Yeah,
on the Kraken because it was really the only thing to do.
Striders, there's nothing that they're going to do for me. So, because I brought the Shredder up, thought it would kill one. It didn't. I can't shoot it because now it's in melee.
Yep.
The other one's in melee with the Shredder because
also.
it's a 2-inch melee. So,
Yep.
so I put a little on.
Poop happens.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
So then Lilith measures her monstrous control range a little bit.
There it is.
Pretty far.
Oh, yeah.
So now he's all apparently he has to take a free strike from the Death Jack. He's like, he can transfer, but that's going to put some serious damage somewhere. So I mean, it's just like some beast is going to take some damage.
It's not like he had any options here where he could have just prevented the free strike though. No. Oh wait.
Oh, I could have repulsed.
You could have repulsed. What does repulse do, Lewis?
Wait a minute. That's the one where you can move enemy models 3 inches.
Yeah.
So
I think it might be even 4.
No,
it's 3. It's really far.
So a repulse in a back away would be pretty amazing.
Pretty
right now.
solid right now.
Yeah.
He's like, no,
That would've-
I'm just going to suck up a free strike.
Yeah, free strikes are awesome.
I'm like, okay. Because
Brian's like, all right, I got this.
Because Brian's dice.
Oh, there we go.
Oopsie doodles.
I'm like hilarious. In my brain, I'm going, it's funny. That's a funny thing I just did there.
That happened.
I mean, I knew I wasn't going to kill her because obviously she would transfer it, but I figured, I would,
Play to hurt.
10,
But that was a
15
miss, wasn't it?
Yeah. Lewis, someday you're going to die. We're going to
Now,
laugh.
here's where I'm thinking, all right, I can't move her that far and still maintain control range to my angel and get a few things I want done. Because I'm thinking...
Because her control range to the angel matters a lot because there's not a model in your army.
Oh, wait. Wait, there is. There's a shepherd. Because I am thinking about that other flag, unlike what Brian said, and I'm concerned about that because I think if I survive, I really don't want him having all these flags. So
All of the flags? As in one?
Well, all two,
All one.
Well, one. But I mean, being strong in both places.
Yes, that is scary.
Didn't want to ignore it.
And you have feated, I think. You're like,
Yes.
He's about to put his feet token out.
Yeah.
He grabs it in a second here. He's like, I'm shooting. By the way,
considering what I'm shooting with my auto fire 3,
Yep.
double checking, is it within 2 inches, because I have to measure whether I can target them.
And you're shooting at a Statistics Raider engaged, so you need a 12.
Yes.
needing a 12.
stupid
And, dice are hard to roll
Shredder, wasn't
numbers,
thinking
so
of
It's
it.
really hard. I hear that rolling a 12 on 3 dice is nearly impossible for Brian, specifically.
4 dice.
4 dice.
Give me
Wouldn't
all your
matter.
dice. Can you roll a 12? No.
No.
It's a game. It's like a carnival show. I go around and roll. End of the night, I'm rolling like 44 dice. Somehow
It's all ones.
It's-
Some of them are negative.
Yeah, they're cocks or they don't count. You can't even see it.
You can't even see it. You don't
but
get to
it's-
see the
it's a
glorious.
12.
Oh, it's more than a 12.
Yeah. I think it was like a 15.
I don't know. It was a lot.
Now I'm thinking, I got a feat. Hey, I just shot something. Why don't I got so worked up about remembering the feat that after making these shots, I forgot I could blood boon
Yup.
Windwall.
Is blood boon is not a melee attack? I thought
Blood boon is
Blood
when
boon-
you kill something.
Okay, I thought
I
it-
get to do it.
The other person that has it is
I
Vlad,
thought-
and
I
so
thought-
Vlad doesn't do a lot of ranged attacks.
But I thought. Oh, okay, I guess.
It's I can do it off my range.
Nice.
attack.
Yep,
That's
that's
cool.
her shtick. Is she shoots something in wind walls?
Yeah.
Hey, if it works.
Yeah, she does technically have a.
I got a
is
little
it a
bit of-
spray
yeah.
attack.
I guess
the other one.
the miles I have with Blood Boon is
Yeah.
Gatsby 3, so he just does it in melee because he doesn't have.
Yeah, because he's a boss like that.
Yeah. And Makeda just does it in melee too.
Oh, the new Makeda, yeah.
Which I
Well,
would.
the new Makeda just walks across the whole effing table. Brian has to get up and relaxify himself for a second.
Now we're
here.
gonna see Nick's feet for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah. Yep, that is Nick standing over there. Hilarious.
So
So now you've.
So at this point, Lewis has just finished up with his
My
casting.
crack- Kraken
there's
is
the
death
feat.
chilled.
Yep. That's the only thing that's death chilled.
Right now, yeah, because this is the only thing I could target.
You're like, no, but you're like, I get you, but you get your own token.
He's like, no, I have a token.
because I'm going to death chill more things.
And what's the
theoretically.
purpose of Death Chill?
What does death chill do, Lewis?
Death Chill makes the person choose either activation or
It's movement or
Movement.
action to sacrifice.
right. They have to.
So
choose
when you
one.
death chill, the best
have
thing
to
in the world to do is go engage them in melee, right?
I think so.
I think that's the way it works.
Well, it's funny because I knew as soon as he did that, I'm like, well, he's going to death chill my Kraken, and he's going to advance into it. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, at this point, I'm like, between the Scythian and the Throne, I mean, I know my Kraken is going to be in some serious trouble anyway.
Yeah.
But
and here's where my dice -2,
See,
seven,
if you
seven-
notice-
I think 7 rolls.
I opened the Nutter Butter after my dinner, and it
And
had
it
given
fixed
me,
his dice.
I'm like, I cursed him. It cursed both of us.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, my Nutter Butter. Those are
So
good.
I chanced needing a 4.
You
to
hit.
and I hit.
You
no,
hit.
I hit every time. No, I
missed
missed
one.
one.
You did
You
miss
missed
one.
one.
I missed one.
You couldn't roll a 4 at least one.
Yeah.
But then there's a good damage roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to do much. at
No.
dice -2.
Dice -2.
But I hit.
Another
Four
hit.
one,
All right,
that-
we got
that's a
this. We
hit.
got this.
So
We'll
you're
roll some
like,
damage. You're like,
trying
I'm going to change where I roll.
different location.
That was a
Oh,
that's average.
5 damage. It is average.
You never complain about average because then you're going to.
Oh, I complain about average constantly.
Well, you dream someday of being average.
And then that's another 7. So
Yeah.
that's,
Look at it.
yeah.
But those were
average.
my biggest rolls.
Were
I'm
they?
Pretty sure.
I don't remember exactly.
Oh, now
the
he's
roll.
doing he needs like a 10 or something. Or no, he's like a super high number to hit my raider.
Oh yeah, to hit the raider.
He's doing the threshold.
And he's like,
attack.
"Do I boost?"
he's like, I'm like, please,
No,
please boost.
Nah, no boost.
You need
Kill it anyway.
I'm like, if he boosts to kill a raider, I would have high fived him.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious for you.
like that's one less attack on the Kraken.
Yo.
Yeah, exactly. So now I start buying attacks on the Kraken.
Yeah.
I'm barely hitting, which is enough. It doesn't matter.
See, look at that. There you go.
Oh,
6.
4 damage.
Yeah. I wonder what it's like to roll a 6.
It is hard for you to feel bad for him in this situation.
I'm like, oh.
This is where Luce grabs all his dice to try to rub off some more good luck.
Exactly.
And it fails
Oh,
completely.
oh.
Completely.
You
Yeah.
can see me smirk there. I'm like,
Yeah. Look at Brian. You can see him smiling. I didn't know Brian had that expression.
Yeah.
Look at him just grinning to himself. He's like, this is hilarious.
I'm like, see,
There's your good
Yeah,
damage.
You got,
there's one- I did have
one
one.
big damage roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, I needed that.
And then you're one box
Last
away from
5
crippling
turns.
the right arm, as I recall.
Yeah. No, 2.
No, I had 2 boxes.
There's
up.
2 boxes,
Two
but
boxes.
only one actual box of right armness.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And you got 1 attack left.
yeah, one attack. All right.
So he's thinking about it for a while.
Do I want to fill up the Scythian with Fury and not be able to transfer it to
Of
it?
course you do.
Of course you do.
Silly question.
Well, if I take out the arm, maybe I'll what the fuck?
Because you're only on the one side, so you don't have the option of attacking the other side yet. And actually,
Correct.
you have a good damage roll coming up here, too.
Oh yeah,
And you hit.
here I hit. Ooh,
Yeah.
Here's the
Well,
damage.
was
no,
awesome.
not this one.
It was
Here
really
was
strong.
just the one.
Oh,
So
one
you-
damage.
you took
Only
it.
1 damage, but it happened to go to the
To the arm box,
location.
yeah. You hit the box you needed.
Yeah.
So I'm really thinking to myself, that Necrotech behind me is going to be pretty goddamn important.
Yeah.
Of course, I failed more Necrotech. I hate Necrotechs. I hate having to roll dice to do things in general.
Because he plays Cryx, so normally he doesn't.
Yeah, it's not.
Normally he just gets to win.
Yeah. And it's an 8. I mean, it's an unmodified, but I'm eating more Nutter Butter, so I'm happy again. I'm like, oh,
That's true.
Butter.
You need an 8 to your skill check?
Correct.
8 or less.
8 or
right?
less.
8 or less, yeah.
That's the same as an Arcanist.
Correct.
They succeed all the time for me, though.
Nutter Butter. It's funny, I don't eat much processed food anymore, so when I have my junk food, it's pretty great.
You have been down a kind of healthy kick lately.
It's terrifying.
Now, here I'm thinking, okay, where can the angel hit? You know, I thought maybe I could use
And I'm
the-
so curious, and I don't know what you're going to do. I'm thinking
Yeah.
you're going to jam this Angelius and Seraph right in front of your caster, so I just have to like deal with them, which I would still be. I mean, I would still walk my Death Jack and just kill your Angelius. I'm like, okay, I'll have to kill the Angelius.
And I realized this, so I'm thinking I'll just block with the Seraph, and I'm going to get the angel out and take that flag. You know, I just pop his Arc Node and take the flag, and recover later. Just block his Death Jack with my Seraph. But in order to get it out, I would need the Seraph to Slipstream.
Does Slipstream prevent free strikes?
yes,
Yes,
it's
it
a
does.
place effect.
Okay, but he
Yep.
should have free struck the Seraph right here.
No, because he's 360.
He's got the.
You do
the,
leave my line.
You leave the Satixis.
Oh, yeah. I
The
didn't even
Satixis
see
Yeah,
that.
could
my
have free struck you.
Satixis should have free struck you, which
Huh.
could have potentially screwed up your.
Could have
thing.
hurt, but
Well, no, all I needed was the Slipstream. I wasn't using
Yeah.
the Seraph to do
yeah,
any
but
melee
he wasn't
damage
probably
or
going to kill you.
shooting.
That's true.
Exactly.
Lewis tricked me when he moved backwards.
It confused you.
He was talking about his all of his Amazon women he slept with in Brazil. I went to this
pretty sure
pier
that was later.
I went to this place in Egypt and I slept with this woman. Then I went to Brazil and slept with this lady. And then I went here and slept with these 2 ladies.
Now he's just trying to get you in
And then
trouble.
this
No,
was-
that was in Prague.
That was in Prague, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've heard days of Lewis's sex stories. It's depressing.
All right, so I realize I'm not going to be able to finish off. I thought, well, what can I target? I can target his, his big moving weapon platform, but I'm not going to get
Except
there. even
you
with my movement.
slipstream the angel the wrong direction to do that.
Correct, exactly.
Yeah.
And I am thinking, shit, I got flight. Why didn't I think about? Well, all right, but I'm still keeping an eye on the flag, which is.
Which is good.
And I thought maybe he's going to just run it at my caster and have an Angelius at base.
And that
my
was
caster.
another idea of mine, but
Actually, it would have been really tech here, and you don't do it, so I can go ahead and talk about this.
Sure.
You could have charged his caster at such an angle.
I can't target.
You can't.
I can't target.
Charge the guy behind it. Then either way, there's a
Was
guy
there-
right. There's
yeah,
a guy
there
right
was
behind
some,
it.
yeah.
Charge the guy right behind it at such an angle that when you stop, you can repulse his caster, and it would have been too far away to get
Pushed
focused to
him-
the Death Jack.
Dang it!
Yeah, that was
Dang
something
it.
else that was a possibility.
Ah,
That would
Poopy.
that would have maybe
that would have been good.
that would have been really nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with repulse. It's a really cool.
Oh,
animal.
I
You
love
should
it.
Use it once in a while.
I'll say when this next moment happens, I was pretty happy because first of all, I'm still thinking he's going to jam his shepherd or he's going to jam some other models next to.
But you
his
know what
caster.
I'm thinking? I'm thinking, oh
I
crap!
need a control point.
No,
Or at least to stop the scoring.
I wanted to stop you continually scoring. So I'm like, oh well, that angel's going to be way too far out of my range. So I got to move my shepherd to keep.
to give you the extended control, whatever it's called. I forget what the
Exactly.
ability is called. But
So yeah, so you have the shepherd, you have the flying birdie lady thing,
Yep.
sorcerer, and you
But,
have the shepherd.
okay.
I figure 2 of the 3 are going to go over by your caster.
Yeah,
And
well,
I'm like, okay, now.
but I'm thinking, okay, I can't target the incorporeal with my angel, so I'll do the magic
And,
spray.
and here's the thing where it's not even it was the pistol race has the feet on it, so he was smart and targeted the other thing.
I
Yep.
target
So he
the-
gets around
yeah.
Iskar's feet here.
and he only needs a 7 to hit. I hear 7s are pretty tough to roll.
Yeah, 7s are amazing. I don't understand that.
Pretty
number.
hard to roll on 2 dice. So he needs a 7 to hit the pistol race.
And like-
Oh man, totally got it.
Yeah.
That's what a 7 looks like.
I'm
Brian.
like, well, now it's
Power 12,
I'm like power 12.
cold
Maybe
damage.
now he'll balance it out and roll low and I'll live. And I'm like, no,
no,
Oh,
no.
wow, that was
no
like
more
11
pistol
or
race.
I'm
something.
like,
I
I
don't
didn't need
know.
defeat in that model.
Man, that's really too bad.
yeah.
And then, oh man, actually hits the chicken with an unboosted attack, which I can tell you is effing hard.
Yeah.
And then rolls damage, and also pretty good, except the 5 is cocked. Oh,
Oh.
sad face.
I think it ends up doing like 2 or 3.
Yeah, he does a little bit of damage, but not enough to matter.
Not enough to matter, especially with what's happened to the poor thing.
Not enough to matter. It is about to be hilarious.
So, again, I'm thinking I'm concentrating on the wrong thing. I'm concentrating on I can't hurt.
And bear
the
in mind,
Death
you've
Jack.
already contested the flag such that it can't be scored. Like, he doesn't really have anything over there that's easily going to kill the Hellion.
Right. I love Hellions.
They're
Yeah, the
so
Hellions
good.
are awesome.
I love them. If I play Legion, I would own 2 of them.
I do own 2 of them.
I
go.
don't own 2 of them, but I
Yeah.
want to. For,
in my Saren list.
yeah,
I
the
have 2.
Saren Theme Force.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty sweet.
The only thing that makes me sad about the Saren Theme Force, and this is off topic for the game right now, but is you can't take side-ins. because it's flying beasts only.
Yeah.
That makes me
but
sad.
Two
Put some
wings on
angels, seraphs,
Yeah.
And now,
Hellions.
you know,
Naga.
and also I'm like, he's done
Or not
and
Naga,
I
Harrier.
have been paying attention to the clock as you've used.
I used a
You've
lot of
used
time thinking
20
about
minutes
this.
on this turn.
I
mean,
know.
it was a
I'm
big
so
turn.
scared.
And then he moves the angel, and Brian right now is just standing there trying not to get excited and make it
Exactly.
clear just how excited he is.
I'm thinking, what model is left to keep the Death Jack
Exactly.
off of
And
the
I
caster?
hadn't been thinking about this until after I kill this little. Oh, did I just spoil it?
Well, you armor pierce.
You do armor pierce at a dice +7,
And you dice +7,
which is a lot of dice.
Yep. Yeah. So that. I think that was the to hit.
That was the
I
boosted to
yeah.
hit. Yep. And now
Yep.
you're like,
and then I'm like, oh, I'll boost damage. Wait a minute.
oh
no.
wait, I charged.
Oh,
so we have to point
I
out to him that you
charged for
charged
free because of the Hellion.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's like,
so I
oh
don't
right,
need to
okay.
pay
I
for
guess
that.
I don't need to
Okay.
pay for that.
So 3 dice,
And
dice +7,
3 dice +7, and
Oh,
boom goes the dynamite.
20 damage.
And I'm counting it out because fuck him.
Because Brian's like, I don't know if it's dead or not.
It's kind of a dick move because he's low on clock. So I shouldn't.
That was kind of a dick
I wasn't
move.
actually thinking of it because of that. I was just
Was a little bit of
the
dickish.
time back over to me. When time gets slow in Death Clock, people will. One thing I
See,
don't.
this is my first time playing
Yeah.
Death Clock. I'm totally frightened of the clock.
But when
and
both-
I'm not
If you ever
going-
play Trolls Death Clock, make sure you pass it back for tough checks because
Yeah.
that can eat a ton
I
of time.
hate the constant.
Now
smacking
here's
of
where I'm
clock.
realizing, oh crap!
You're like, oh.
I left a huge gap for the Death Jack to just walk up
Oops.
to my caster,
Oopsie doodles.
who's at 3 health. Let me repeat.
With one, you have one Fury in your cast.
Exactly.
Yeah, one transfer.
My
No,
nipples are very hard right now. You can't see them. Right now.
the best part is he didn't even cast Windwall, so the Kraken could just solo it if he
And
wanted.
I didn't cast Windwall because I
forgot the Blood
got,
Rune.
Right, I got excited
Yep.
about the feat,
Yep.
and I said, I gotta remember the feat. Gotta remember the
The
feat.
throne has not gone at this moment yet.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm like, oh well, it sucks to do this, but clearly
could
the
have
throne is
run.
going left.
Yeah, they're throwing it as jam in the spot.
But I looked at the distance and I couldn't land.
But what you could have done is landed such that there's nowhere between the throne and the wall for the Death Jack to land.
No, I couldn't. I looked at that. No, I mean I understand.
Really?
You don't see that right now, but I had already looked at that,
And there's just you can't
and
quite
there was
fit it.
no way
to
to
get the-
block
to
that
get the-
space.
to get the back of the base.
Holding up the base to the monitor does not
Not as
change
helpful.
it. Yeah, there still would have
And
been
here
a large,
comes a pretty good
base.
attack roll, I believe, or a pretty good damage roll. You can't see it. I'm not sure if we'll see it, but
And the reason he was able to do the line he did is because the Throne of Everblight flies. By the way,
Yeah.
Yeah,
if anyone didn't
which is a
know that.
nice little.
It's a great battle engine.
Yeah.
So many of the battle engines are good.
Yep. An armor 19 is pretty good, and it has like 24 boxes.
Yep. And Battle Wizard.
So.
Battle Wizard 3 melee attacks.
Yep.
With Consume?
No.
No. Terror though.
Yeah,
4-inch reach terror.
this is
Yep.
like 12 damage to the crack. It was a pretty good roll.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And he keeps making me. Oh, I need you to roll a new location. Because you finished up
Yeah.
this time.
So half of the Kraken is now officially dead.
Yep.
And it's pretty dinged up right now.
Yeah.
And then he hits, but I think his next these are -4s now, and I think he rolls pretty crappy. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah.
I think neither of them do anything.
Nothing impressive.
But now this is his last model, and now there's this huge gap.
Yeah.
And I'm still thinking, you know what? I'm
No,
like, you know
no.
what?
I've at this point, when I moved the throne, I was saying, okay, I can't block that Death Jack. I've lost the game. He's
But
going to
I'm
walk
like- and
over
I'm
that
thinking-
wall.
And I'm thinking that's still a long 6 inches, so I'm still a little. I still want to. My turn.
So bullshit that you say. You even said that in the game. You're
I
like, that's a
know.
long 6 inches.
I'm
I was
like,
like, that
cut that shit
bullshit.
out.
In what country is that a long 6 inches?
it was only like
Well,
Brian
you
has
know,
trouble
in-
estimating because he claims to
in
be 6
Brian-
inches long, but it's only about a
Brian's
quarter
six
inch.
inches-
I play so much. I play so much score, and I'm only good at. I only can measure 20 inches by sight. It's when you get these,
Or a quarter inch.
Yeah, it's when you get to these 6 or 8 inches, I get confused. I'm not used to that range. I'm used to the very small or the very large. I don't understand these mid-range numbers.
Yeah.
And I actually,
So now he's just wasting
I
time.
healed the Kraken out of only the knowledge that I always fail, so I just healed out of happiness. So I'm just healing the Kraken.
Yeah, and this is where I'm remembering.
Six,
because he
Oh,
goes for 6
dang.
because why
Oh my
not?
God, it's myself.
Dang, I did that blood boon shot, and I totally forgot to mark it because I was excited about the
Yeah.
feat.
And I thought you would have kept a different spell because there was 2 tokens on you. So I thought, I
Yeah.
didn't care. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't
you
care
didn't.
at
We all knew what was about to happen.
So I'm still trying to be thorough. So I'm still going to go ahead with my caster, and I'm going to basically disperdition if I can, just to make sure that Death Jack has.
Because why
no
not,
doubt.
right?
Well, you know why risk it if you don't have to.
And that's how he wins the game. I mean, that's his motto through the game. Why
Why
risk
risk
it? He moved his caster up to make sure that in case he didn't kill my caster last turn,
Yep.
Yeah.
and that was
And
a
now,
wise
and now
move.
I'm trying to shoot. I mean, now I realize that there is no wind wall, so I am shooting with my pistol wraith. I'm like, if I can just any extra damage I can do. I
Yep.
mean, it's always fun when a pistol wraith kills something.
Well, and on a
That's
one
the game.
transfer, it legitimately could. Even in
Yeah.
armor 19, you could
At first,
spike the roll.
and I'm like, okay, and I'm trying to get my dice because I know how bad my dice are going.
gotta get
I mean, my
it out
dice
of-
are doing really bad, so I'm trying to roll as many possible attacks.
before.
Yep.
So I'm legitimately
So then Scar herself,
just overabundant.
the lady herself, moves
So now
up
I'm partitioning at
the shredder.
Shredder.
So perdition just has to damage; it doesn't have to
Correct,
kill.
has to damage.
Because I was surprised when you targeted the
Overtake has
shredder.
to- I just need because it was the least armor.
I thought perdition had to kill, so I was surprised when you targeted the shredder.
Yeah.
And damaged.
And then I'm like, here comes.
And then here comes Mr. Deathjack.
Yep.
And then I'm like, just gonna shoot one more time.
Oh, right. Yeah.
See,
so
you could see where the
doesn't
Deathjack
move-
is. You
now,
could have blocked it with.
he doesn't move into. No, the base.
Really?
He could have pushed it up further, closer to the wall. He had the space.
I call bullshit.
So now I'm going. Now basically everything's done. I'm going right to. I'm like, screw it. Now it's time for that. Now at this point, if I fail another round, it's simply. I mean, now I've thrown.
It's
the
just
game.
simply stupidity at that
Yeah.
point.
And
yeah.
my first tech, there's a miss off the bat.
Yep. Miss.
Are we on the death check now?
Yeah, you're on the
Yeah,
Deathjack.
so-
So he finally hits with the tusks.
In a -4.
Yep.
Yep. But
But you've
You know,
got
which
three
I
hits
would-
at
I
dice
only have
minus
3
like
health.
2.
Yeah.
right.
But it was. I mean, I saw my first 2 hit. I mean, like, okay, great, miss.
Miss. Here we go again. Come on, Brian. Just roll the damage. Jeez, Brian. Seriously.
He wasn't sure of his.
He was making sure he had escort. That's right.
Right.
That's right. All right.
I-
So then Brian
for a
rolls.
second, I thought I might have moved the Seraph.
I did more
outside of
than 3, so I
Did-
think
yeah.
if I forced the transfer.
Yep.
Yep.
So now he only has 5 attacks left.
But it wasn't enough to kill off a shredder
it was not.
to get me.
You don't actually get to refuel
Oh,
on
you
something
can't
you kill with
right.
a
Yeah,
transfer.
I forgot about that.
Sad face.
So now I'm like, okay, fine, hits, and then this is +1, and boom,
Oh.
in the face, you son of a bitch, bam,
And
death
Oh, yeah,
clock
that was
look
bad.
at him
smasher.
smashing that
And
death
Brian's
clock.
like, I'm just going to touch the death clock a while.
Yeah, you won't see any handshake.
No,
no.
I'm like,
No.
take your hair, woman, and get the hell out of here.
This is.
I mean,
And these are the times when I'm happy that I have a woman to go home to.
Yeah, right? Right?
You're not leaving here alive.
Are you nuts?
Oh, why is that box cutter here?
Go
I don't-
home, have some nagging lady talk to you. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Shut the hell up. That's the problem with women is they talk.
Is that why you have so much experience with them?
Yeah.
And the
Shut
light
the hell up.
is off.
Oh, we turned the light
because
off.
Turn the light
this
off.
is the sad time.
And
So-
that is a fun game. We'll have our list. The list will either be in this video, you'll see them ready, or they'll be posted in the comments.
Yep.
One or the other.
Yep. We'll make
Yep.
sure they're there.
Yeah. And then yeah.
Well, if you don't, then one of us could put them in the comments, as it turns out.
the light's back. Oh my god.
Okay. And, pointing out distances.
But I'm sure Andy will be
and
the one to put them in.
ranges. Yeah.
Well, that was fun. We'll probably. I mean, I'm assuming that today's Friday. This will probably be up. I don't know, maybe Sunday, Monday. I don't know. A few days.
Depends, because you're coming to the tournament tomorrow, right, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there might be some delay there.
I'm guessing maybe around
And
Tuesday.
we're recording on Sunday too, so we're like this podcast and this is spamming the
Yep.
world with all sorts of stuff.
Again, as last time, if you have feedback or comments, please let us know. We tried to keep spoilers out of it this time. Specifically, that was requested a little bit last time. We're also putting up the list because that was requested by a couple of different people. So hopefully the video will be something you guys enjoyed, and we enjoyed playing the game and podcasting for you, or whatever this is called.
Bye bye. Bye.
Yep. But thank you.
Make it stop.
I got it.
Stop it! Oh my god, it's talking. I hate you, Lewis.